Look at my hands. My hands look normal, right? Normal skin, even skin, nothing alarming, just the hand. My skin looks, moisturized and normal. Well, guess what? These hands have eczema. And the reason you can't tell is because I use this product. And this is very important because this has saved me. My hands have been triggered. I discovered that I had eczema a couple of years ago, and ever since, my hands have not looked normal. Here, usually what you would see is patches of huge patches of red and blue because of how dried my skin would be and how itchy it is. So I would itch it 24/7, nonstop. And it would get so flaky. Blood would be just like, so visibly like you would just see like so much blood coming, from the crease of my fingers, both hands, obviously. The knuckles would be so damn inflamed that, you can kind of see like the skin right under the top layer of the skin because of how much I itch it. It just looks like, I have a disease or something. And actually, when I was walking, just being in public in general, and I would be talking to people with my eczema hands that were clearly showing at the time, they would constantly stare at my hands like something was wrong with me. And they would take like a step back thinking that like I have a disease, infectious disease or something. So needless to say, my eczema is very, very visible. Not now because I fixed it thanks to that. But if it weren't for this, like I don't know what I would have done. And I'm gonna tell you about my eczema story right now. So when I was in my last year of university, I was in British Columbia and I used to swim in the ocean almost every day in summer. And I used to wear rings on almost all of my fingers. And some of them were gold, like this one, and some of them were of like, other cheap metals. And so I discovered very soon like little bubbly, like bubbly skin under my rings on almost all of my fingers. And the reason I discovered them to begin with is because my fingers started to itch a lot and they started to get red under my rings. I didn't think it was a big deal, obviously. So I just took off my rings. But then after taking off my rings, the itch kept like, was still there. And my condition just started getting worse and worse. I'm going to try to find pictures for you guys to prove to you how bad my eczema was. It was really bad. Like we're talking, like I described earlier, blood clearly between my fingers, so much red and like flaky, like white looking skin, like crocodile skin from how much I itched my hands. And it's out of your control. Like you can't stop itching because it's just like part of the condition. And yeah, so it looked red, it looked purple, white flakes, blood in the middle. Like clearly, like people thought that there was something wrong. And I've tried everything, I've tried putting on avocado oil. I've tried moisturizing my hands with normal cream like this one. My advice, don't bother, throw it in the trash. It's not gonna work, especially if you have a baby. Like, I feel like this is the worst thing that you can use, just like full of chemicals and like toxic ingredients and stuff. I tried it all, nothing worked. I tried to do my own lotions. I mixed avocado oil with olive oil and coconut oil. It didn't work. At the beginning, it like contained my eczema. So like what that means is that it didn't make my eczema worse than it already was. It just like it would keep it the way it was. So if it was red, it would stay red, but it was still itchy. And I wouldn't scratch it with my nails. I would like rub it with my hands. But like, can you imagine a person being in a meeting or like going to buy something and literally doing this like almost all the time. Like people are clearly gonna think that something is wrong with you. You know, they're gonna think that you're nervous for like, you know, you're not even nervous, but people are just gonna think that you're nervous for, you know, whatever reason, and you're just gonna keep like just itching all day. It literally, I personally feel like it is a disease because it like impedes so much on your like daily living. So the point is that I tried all of that. It didn't work. The itch was still there no matter what. Even if, you know, my hands were more oily, you know, the itch was still there and I couldn't control myself. I would like rub my hand on like my thigh, my jeans, whatever, anything just to itch my skin. Guys, you're gonna laugh at me, but the itch is so real that at a certain okay, I'm like clearly setting myself up for embarrassment, but you know what? I don't care. This channel is real. So if you like realness, subscribe to this channel, like for more videos. The more you like, the more I'm going to be encouraged to make you guys more real videos. And yeah, stick around. So here's the thing. Here's the little embarrassing secret. Once my hands itched so bad, like so bad. I really don't want a doctor to hear this because I'm seriously gonna be like in trouble. But like my hands are itching so damn bad that I took one of my sister's plants. She has a collection of plants. She loves, you know, taking care of plants, and it was a cactus. And it was like a mini cactus. I took that cactus because I was so like nothing was satisfying the itch, you know, like nothing was doing it. So I took the cactus plant and started rubbing it on my hand, and it felt so damn good. I was like, you know what, from now on it's time to itch with cactus plants. So needless to say, you know, I know all the backlash I'm gonna get for like saying something like that, but you know what, this is how real my situation was. So the oils didn't work. I tried to, you know, trigger my eczema, you know, the least possible amount. I went to the doctors, obviously. They told me I had eczema. I was like, okay, what is that? They said it's genetic. I was like, okay, well, what do I do now? They're like, here, use this steroid cream or like product with cortisol or like whatever. I don't even know what that is. So I tried using it. It fixed my eczema for 2-3 days, but then it came back. And so I was like, I went back to the doctors like 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, and I was like, hey doc, like I used your medicine, but eczema keeps coming back every time I stop it. And he was like, yeah, you're gonna have to use it forever. I'm like, excuse me? Like, no, I'm not using your discoloring product or like discoloring medicine on my hands forever. Like, do you want me to have like a white patch here? Like, why would I do this to myself, you know? And it was like, he basically just like, you know, shrugged his shoulders and he was like, well, this is your condition. It's genetic. You're just gonna have to deal with it this way. I got so mad. I'm like, Dad, like, how could you pass on these genes to me? It's like, I was just so pissed off. And I was like so sure that there had to be another solution. Like, come on, like, I'm not gonna use steroid cream forever. Like, please, like, no, not gonna happen. I don't think so. So that's where my, you know, distrust towards doctors began. Now, obviously, I respect doctors so much, you know, for many, many reasons. But when it comes to, like, you know, just things like that, situations like that, that are minor in doctors' dictionaries, and they give me a shitty solution, I'm just like not gonna listen to them and try to figure out my own solutions. Now, my brother is a doctor and he always gets mad when I say that. He makes fun of me for going towards like natural medicine and like whatever. And he gets so mad. He's like, can't you just go to a real fucking doctor? I'm like, can you please shut up? Like, let me be me for a second. But yeah, anyways, let's focus on the solutions. So first thing that I advise is throw everything that you put on your skin that comes from conventional, mainstream, toxic, full of chemicals, products you find at the supermarket. Please throw them. Nivea cream sucks. Everything that is so conventionally cheap sucks. It's not gonna work for eczema. It's just not. Now, obviously, you know, the different triggers depend on different people, but for me, these things, the only thing they do is like cause a flare on my skin, if anything. Soaps, throw all this shit away. the conventional soaps, it's going to be more expensive to buy, natural soaps, but it's so worth it because it's either this or start scratching again. So for me, I threw all soaps, I could find, like supermarket wise, mainstream. I don't even bother like buying soaps from there. I order olive oil, pure 100% olive oil soaps, like made from like, the village type businesses. I order these from Amazon. This is what it looks like. You don't have to buy an entire cube, obviously. Usually they sell them in like, cut packs of like 12 or whatnot for like 20 bucks and stuff. It's really not that bad. They melt so quickly though, so be careful with that. But this solution is real. Like this actually helps. This helps with not triggering your eczema or like your flares again. And it smells so damn good. Like this is what I want on my body and not some like toxic shit, like just go natural, you guys. Seriously, let's go back to Stone Age when it comes to using products, because those are the things that have the least toxic chemicals in them, and this is what the skin needs, in my personal opinion, from my personal experience. Okay, moving on. So try to contain the contact with your skin. Try to keep your hygiene as clean as possible. Pay attention to what's touching the skin that's prone to eczema. So for me, I make sure that my bedding is always clean, hygienic wise. I wash everything, make sure everything is clean. I try to let water touch my skin at least as possible. Because water does, believe it or not, it's such a normal thing for everyone, but it triggers like my itchiness. And so does like acid liquids like lemon, or like even like fruit juice, or like juice that comes from like cutting vegetables and stuff. It triggers my eczema. So I try to limit like the contact as much as possible. Whether it's like touching like things in a certain way, or just wearing gloves when I need to cook, wearing gloves when I have to do the dishes. Unfortunately, that's like my least favorite thing to do. Yeah, so anyways, so the reason I'm talking about all of this is because this works, but you're gonna have to do some extra like work aside from like using just one product, because this cures your eczema, but it doesn't like, it's not gonna like eliminate all the other triggers. You're gonna have to do that yourself. So yeah, try to contain the triggers in the way I described. And so just so you know, before I tried this product, I tried to use jojoba oil. And the reason it worked on at least like removing like the blood that was coming out of my skin is because this is naturally anti-inflammatory. It worked, but again, it still like contained my eczema. It didn't completely heal it. This product, this is just like organic jojoba oil, by the way, pure jojoba oil. You can buy it from Amazon. I bought it for like $12. Okay, this heals your eczema. It's by the brand Aveeno, and it says eczema care, and it's a hand cream. This specifically is a hand cream. And I think the reason that it cures eczema, among probably other reasons that are more scientific, is that it uses oats and like the components that come from oats. It uses oat milk and like actual oats. And I don't know why, but it did calm down my eczema. And look at my hand, guys. Like, just look at my hand. Does this look like a hand that has eczema? No. And you know what? My hand looks like this every day. I use this for like 1 week, and I have this bottle. It's still full. I haven't needed it like since. Look at my hands. I don't need this cream anymore. Like seriously, you know why? Because going back to what I mentioned earlier, I don't use this shit. I use natural soaps, and I try to pay attention to just the triggers that I know trigger my eczema. So once you heal your eczema with this, try to, make the contact with that specific area natural as possible, in the sense that like the contact has to be with natural, clean things. So yeah, that's basically my story. Um, my brother, who's a doctor, is obviously very jealous that such a product off the shelf works. But you know what, doctors, it works. So, like, you know what? I care about results, okay? And this actually works. It doesn't discolor your skin, unlike steroid cream. And you don't have to use it forever because it works once and bam, that's it. Unless the trigger is something else and you have to try to figure out what that is and avoid it. And so, yeah. What else do I want to say about it? It's a very special cream. You buy it off the shelf. It's very cheap. I think I bought it for like somewhere between like $6 to $10. It's so cheap, but it heals me. You know, I cannot be more grateful for such a product. It has such high reviews anyways online. You can check it out yourself. Obviously, it has like a different like consistency than normal cream in the sense that it kind of like it's a little different, but honestly, it's like it's inconsequential. So like when you put it on your skin, okay, and it dries on your skin, you still feel like there's a layer on your skin. You know what I mean? Like an actual like you feel as if there's a visible layer on your skin, but it doesn't really matter. Like this is just a minor feeling. It's not even like a negative side effect or anything. It's just like an observation, you know? But yeah, when you put it on, it's gonna help you stop feeling, you know, itchy. And it's just gonna help you stop itch. And then, you know, before you know it, your hand's gonna look like normal again. Yay! So great positive review for this eczema product, and I recommend it for everyone. I was at a nail salon once and the lady was like, my baby has eczema, I don't know what to do for her. I'm like, oh, have you tried this cream? And she's like, no. I'm like, well, it's off the shelf and it's so cheap, like maybe try that. So yeah, let me know, guys, your experiences and if that cream has worked, and if not, let me know also if you use olive oil soap, because this is the best thing in the world. It smells so good on your body anyways. So yeah, let me know what your solutions were and like what your experiments were. Subscribe to this channel and like this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace. Bye.